Okay, so we're discussing pitching candidate salaries in this inflated world, this inflated marketplace. So what evidence of salary increases have you seen over the last 12 to 24 months?
I've seen so many, and I think it's been quite marked, the differences in salaries to probably 2 to 3 years ago to what we're seeing now. We've had some clients that have reevaluated their pay structures, and in some cases they've had to increase their basic salaries by 20 to 30,000 pounds for a sort of mid senior level developer. That's often in locations where they're looking for people on a hybrid perspective, but in general, we've definitely seen companies that have had to reevaluate what they're paying and what their pay structures are in order to get the right candidates, for sure.
And why do you think this is?
I think that post-COVID, the market has come back with a bang that I don't think anybody expected, for sure. And I think from what we specialise in, which is software development, everything went online. So software developers have become, I suppose, even more significant than they were before. I think that the change in terms of hybrid and remote working has definitely changed things a little bit, because before it was much less common to have fully remote opportunities, and I'd say now companies are really looking at that. And I think that's sort of shaken things up. And I think, dare I say it, post Brexit, it's meant that candidates don't have to be in the UK to work with some of our companies anymore. So all of those things combined have just meant that there's been a significant demand and there's not enough candidates to fill that demand. So as a result, we're seeing salaries go up to try and attract the best candidates.
And what are candidates' response?
I think it's really interesting. I had a candidate that I placed not that long ago who lived in a part of the UK that they had to be remote. There weren't really very many opportunities for companies, and their opportunity for roles was really small. I think the last 6 to 12 months, the opportunity for roles has just increased significantly for them. So I think candidates are really looking at their position and looking at how, like all companies, how they've been treated through the pandemic, and wondering whether they can improve their salary or their level or their progression opportunities.
And what are you seeing?
Well, I've certainly seen candidates in some really far-flung parts of the UK on much lower salary levels for obvious reasons, that are now looking at potentially London firms that they didn't have access to before. I also think that the clients are wary of candidates just looking for a monetary uplift, which I think as a recruiter we'd always be wary of. If you want people that want to work for your business, not just come for the salary. And on the flip side, you want people that candidates everyone should be looked after in their current firm, if they should be paid what they're worth. I've seen many stories on LinkedIn where companies have paid more to hire someone and then uplifted their existing team. I love that attitude. If that's what the market's saying you got to pay, that's what the market's saying you got to pay. But yeah, we're definitely seeing people that sort of from further afield looking at those fully remote roles that weren't available before, and then looking at their salary.
And how do candidates gauge their worth?
I think, like all things, they look at jobs that are advertised. Recruiters, it's a question that we get asked all the time. What's the potential salary? I think I've had other candidates sort of saying that they've seen colleagues leaving for significantly more, and that meant that they realised that they were quite underpaid against market. So I think all of those things really, not all roles advertise salaries, but quite a lot do. So yeah, that's they're just using all the tools around them, I think.
And do you see this changing anytime soon?
I think for the first time this year, we've definitely seen signs that the market's settling a little bit. And, we have many clients, and quite rightly so, that have got pay structures that they're not willing to break just for one person. And they have benchmarks based on level of experience, etc. And they all do sort of like a technical interview. So they try and gauge what level candidates are coming in. I think the challenge for us is that you want people to be moving for the right reasons. Obviously, it's in all of our interests to get people something better than they were on before, but you want to ensure you're pitching the candidate at the right level in the first place. I've definitely had a situation where a candidate wanted probably more, and what I put them forward for put them out of the running for an interview. So it's about sort of managing that without us further exacerbating sort of salary inflation, but also making sure people are getting what's right for their worth. And all of those things combined is probably what we have to juggle on a day-to-day basis.